will give you a secret, very big secret. How do we get khushu in this law? Remember that thing. When you face Qibla, your heart is meant to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the Prophet ﷺ says, when the believer stands up in the prayer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places that servant in his presence, facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This hadith is perfect. When you stand in prayer, Allah faces you. And the worst thing you could do is that Allah faces you with attention and your mind in somewhere else. How bad does it feel? You are talking to someone and his mind in somewhere else. You would take offense, won't you? And imagine if you are talking to someone and he turns around as you are not talking. How many people do this with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This story mentioned by Imam Dahbi in Siru Almi al-Nubala, he says, there was a group of people who were traveling at night. They came to the valley and there were some woods. So they were getting themselves ready to sleep. As they were preparing themselves, a lion came about. So they jumped up onto the trees, taking shelters. But there was one person who had already started his Qiyamul Layl. He was praying Qiyamul Layl. The lion came. The man didn't move. He kept praying. So the lion was walking around. He turned around the guy and then he left. When these guys came down, last minute they said, "You are crazy?" They said, "The lion was here. We didn't move." He said, "Wallahi, I felt shy. I'm standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I fear something else. I was shy. I stand in front of Allah and I fear one of His creation. What level of focus and khushu that is? Very, very high." I will give you the big secret, and that's what I will conclude with. The secret is mentioned in the Quran, but indirectly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. The believers are successful. They are the ones who have khushu in their prayers. Now, some of the scholars of Tafsir say yes, this is the first description of the believers. So if you want to know, just for yourself, okay, if this person has iman or not, look at his prayer. If he has khushu, that's a good sign. If he doesn't have khushu, okay, that's not a good sign. The important point here is that the reason of their khushu is iman. Allah says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. In Arabic, the sequence of the description has logic to it. So why did Allah say that these believers are successful? They are the ones who have khushu in Salah. Iman is the essence, and these are the signs of Iman. They have khushu in Salah, the first one. So the more Iman you have, the more khushu you're going to have. Second type of indirect is some kind of insinuation in the Quran. Allah says, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ, and seek help in patience and prayer. Indeed, it's the prayer very difficult. It's the burdensome duty on people, except for the khashi'in. The khashi'in find it easy to perform. Then Allah described the khashi'in. وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِئِينَ. What's the description? They have faith and conviction that they will return to Allah and meet Allah. That's it. That's the secret of khushu. If you truly believe that you will meet Allah on the day of judgment and that's your ultimate destiny, that's the most important point in your future, the moment you met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just imagine. On that day, the more belief you have about this, the more khushu you will have in Salah. We need to also make sure the ibadah that we engage in are proper. Don't rush in the act of worship. Take your time. Have a moment for Allah. You should read your Salah as though it's the last Salah. Malkul Maut is waiting for you. The angel of death is waiting for you. It's just waiting for you to finish your Salah and you're going. Imagine If that was the case, what type of salah would you read? Maybe, as this is our last salah, our last sajda, to our Creator, to our Mender, to the King of all mankind. In order to concentrate in Salah, you need to rid your mind and your heart of haram and unnecessary things we have. We have a mind and a heart similar to a computer on the memory of your phone. If your memory is 64 gigabytes in your phone and you have unnecessary pictures, unnecessary voice notes, unnecessary things, every day you are downloading this and that which is not necessary, then what will happen? When you want to download something necessary, two things will happen. One is your hard drive is full, and the second is the phone slows down so much you press a button and you're waiting for 3 minutes for this application to open because you got too much unnecessary things in there. The same thing happens to a computer. The same thing happens to your brain and to your heart. Argument with this guy. You have a deal with this guy. That went sour. You have some problem with this. You have music and all the other things piled up. How are you going to memorize Quran? All those Bollywood songs, Hollywood songs, Nollywood songs, and Jollywood songs. We know all of them, everything we know of by heart. What about Surah? What about Surah Yasin? We don't know it off by heart. We still make mistakes. So, this is why we say, read it. Rid your mind and heart of unnecessary things, sinful, and even that which is unnecessary. Take it out. You will find your processing speed becomes quick. When you say Allahu Akbar, your concentration is in Salah. Because why? I don't have too much of unnecessary things happening outside Salah. So in Salah it's quick. But if there's unnecessary things, the minute you say Allahu Akbar, you know what happens? Your mind first goes, hey, you know this morning I saw a very beautiful car, a dress. So, may Allah forgive us. So my beloved sister and brothers, let us realize this. Let us understand gaining closeness to Allah. Be happy with the decree of Allah. Strive towards pleasing Allah. May Allah guide us and help us.